WIKISPEED update on my model build with the my half size model. It is January 30th of 2014. Just give you a little bit of an update on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. You'll recall probably that I had several problems when I was doing the testing of the joint, bolted joint. So what I'm doing now, this is meant to be the long tube, the 10-foot long tube on the car. It goes from front to back. It's a 2-inch, it's a half-size model. So I'm just using this as kind of a placeholder. So what we do is we're going to bolt these guys through the top. This is just for spacing, so that everything lines up along the edges. And we're going to bolt these along the side. So here you're going to have if this is the bottom corner on the driver's side, you have a support going up and you have a support going across. Okay. This is the washer. If you recall, I had split this edge during my last bolted together test. So the idea here is this is the washer. Okay, which this one. This is the washer. It slides in like this. And then this is what the rivet nuts are going to go into, like this. You see this one deformed, so I need to make a little bit more meat, a little bit more aluminum on the sides. So I brought the holes in a little bit, made it a little longer. This one was my first try. Anyway, this one I'm not even going to test. I expect that it's going to break because there's a little split there. So this is going to be drilled for the rivet nuts. If you notice that the rivet nuts, or the Nutserts, have like a wider 5/8 rim, and then there's ½ inch going through, and then it's like a rivet. It's a threaded rivet. So these ones are going to be installed in here and in here. So this will slide in. This one is going to be drilled for for 3/8, which is our bolt size. So these holes that are pilot drilled will be 3/8, and these will be 3/8. These holes will be a little bit bigger. They'll probably be 7/16, just so that there's a little bit of play. They don't have to be real tight. And then these holes again are going to be 3/8. Everything's lined up so that it goes through the holes. So and the tube. Let me go get a tube. Sorry about the camera movement. I actually kind of hemmed myself in here. Anyway, when this is bolted down, the bolt. So this is too long a bolt, but once the bolt is through, it's going to be holding here and here. This is going to slide over top. Everything is a little bit snugger than it should be. Okay, perhaps a hammer will be required. Probably have to file that one down a little bit, but this is going to slide over top. Then there's going to be a hole drilled through here, and through these two, and a 2.5 inch bolt goes through. So that's going to be holding it mostly this way, but it also holds this way. And of course in tension. Okay. Next, the ones on the side here, again, are going to be bolted through 2 places. One, you can't see that. 1 and 2. And this is going to slide on to this. And again, we're going to drill a hole through here, 3/8 bolt. This goes straight through. Again, most of its strength is this way. Also has strength this way, and of course in tension. So we're going to have 4 bolts going into the 2-inch tube, and 2 bolts going across into the vertical and horizontal members. And that's pretty much what it does and how it does it. The jig to get everything set up in the drill press is moderately interesting. Get this stuff out of here. Right now, because my jigs are not perfect, I have to mark where everything goes so that I line up and the holes are aligned properly. So to take 2 new of those, you get I cut a bunch of these already out of my 2-inch tube. Slide this in. Of course, that one's too large and doesn't want to go. Not saying I ever cut straight. So, okay. Slide this in. Eventually it'll go. Slide this in, and it's sized so that a hammer fit will bring it snug against the top and against this side. We put it into the vise. This will all fit in. We slide it into the vise. Make sure that everything's vertical. Put a piece in here, along there. Actually, we'll just pretend that the stuff in here is fitting snugly. Put this in like this. Get 2 more of the aluminum tubes, which I appear to have run out of. Okay, take 2 more tubes. Put them in here. You take your template, which is this one. Put it over top. You take your awl, mark the 2 holes. There's a couple of little pieces here. Just shim the spacing in between 2 pieces. Make sure they're nice and tight. And this goes down. Mark the holes with an awl. Everything's nice and tight. You set it in the drill press. Cinch up the vise and then drill the holes. The awl gives you the center punch gives you a nice little divot, and the 1/8-inch pilot hole is relatively easy to drill. Then you pull it apart, spin it around on this side, do the same thing. These pieces are never going that way. So that's the general gist of it. I will, after I've got the holes drilled and everything set up to go together, I'll show you how it goes together in a longer tube. I'm beginning to put the put everything together and begin building the frame for Weston's car. So I will be using the parts that I got cut at Marine Master. They're supposed to be 60 inches. They appear to be within 32nd of an inch. The pieces for the cross members are actually a little closer than a 32nd of an inch. All the pieces are cut quite well. And most importantly, they're square and plumb, which is something that I have trouble cutting with my saw and my skill, or lack thereof. And that's pretty much the update for this week. This is the drill press that I have set up, 5-inch vise. It's right here. The used Delta drill press, and a little plastic case that I'm using to contain not all but most of the little pieces of aluminum that get spread around, just so it's the cleanup's a little easier and I don't track it around on my boots. This is the saw I'm using. It's actually a metal blade that's intended for cutting soft steel, copper, brass, aluminum. 14-inch blade, so it does cut all the way through the 4-inch tube, but it does cut all the way through. And it's a nice clean cut. The only thing is it's a cheap saw, so keeping it square and plumb is quite a challenge. And the fence right in here is difficult to keep square. Doesn't extend very close to the blade, so cutting small pieces is a bit difficult. But all in all, what can you ask for $70? The blade actually cost as much as the saw did.